Hey guys, Greg here, Underground Graphics. A few weeks ago, we introduced our Explorer kit, and this is it. It's also going back to nostalgia. It has a hood with that. We did not do that at that time, but we've had people ask for it. So we've done two versions of this, and this is what we're going to show you today. Gian, let me bring you up here. Now I've got my hood bump on here. I'm going to install this with it, and then we're going to take it off, take a picture with it off, put the second one on, take it off so that you can see it with and without. But we have a short version which is going to just follow the hood bump, the contour of that hood, and then we're going to have a second version which is going to be our full, which is going to come all the way down, not to the front of the hood, but kind of in line with the trail sights. I wanted to have a little bit of space up there. One, to make it a little easier for you guys to install, and two, I just think it looks better. If you want to go custom, we can, but again, we try to make these as easy as it can be for y'all to install, and just for simplicity. These are obviously going to be in matte black to match the graphics on here, but will be available in whatever color you want to do. Standards will be, of course, like the white and matte black and so on and so on. Anyway, we're going to jump on this here pretty quick. I wanted to go over again that install technique. Prep is going to be, we're using that 20-80% alcohol water. You can go a little bit more. Gion's reminded me that he uses 30. That is about the max I would do. I've even gone as less as 10. It's whatever you're comfortable with, as long as you're getting those contaminants off that hood or off that paint. While we're on the topic of paint, if you are ceramic coated, be sure to test that area first. We will be happy to send you out a small piece of that wrap film just to check that adhesion. You want to make sure that's going to stick. Likely it will not. If it doesn't, we have found great success with just a light compound over the area that you're going to use for the kit, and then go back to your detailer or call your detailer first, ask them what they want to do. There's always a way to make that work. So our tools for this, again, the prep on that's 2080 is what we've already used for this. Some masking tape. The squeegee that we will provide to you is going to be that plastic squeegee, which is totally fine. I do like the felt tip. The felt tip is really just so if you're on the vinyl without any masking on top of it, so you don't scratch the vinyl. This is going to come with that air mask paper on top, that liner. It's fine to put that hard edge on that. Once that's off, if you want to go back, a microfiber or an old t-shirt, even some masking tape along that edge will be just fine. We should have these on the site soon or shortly. Additionally, scissors, a breakaway blade, and of course a heat gun is going to be there to post heat. Make sure you've got that all tacked down, and we'll get into that as we get to the end of that. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's do the short one first, and we can go from there. I'll just put this aside. And again, these will all be sold in pieces. That Explorer kit is, as it is, sides only. We will offer that hoods separately, again, as that short and then as that full kit. The hood, again, another separate piece. And they should be linked all together there on the site. So this laid flat, again, you can kind of see where this is going to lay in, and as this is just a demo, I'm not super concerned about how perfect that is. It's really just to show you where this is going to lay. But you do want to make sure as well, temperature as you're doing this. I know it is winter, and up north, you cannot do this when it's freezing cold outside. You cannot do this in the extreme heat. That sweet spot is going to be about 70 degrees, mid 70s. I've even done high 60s. But you get in the hot, you get in the heat, this is going to get really soft. It's going to want to warp. It's going to want to, it's not going to work very well. But what you've seen, what I've done here is I've made that hinge. And I'm going to go right to left, or, as I'm standing top to bottom. But I want to mark my points. So when I come back down, I'm hitting those points. So just a couple pieces of tape. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll see I just like to cut that, and then I've got my marks on where that goes. You can also just lay that tape almost like a track, so you know where that's going to lay in. And You know, one of the things that separate us from our competition is we love to use wrap film. We very rarely use a wet install film. Uh, Not that there's anything wrong with it, but it is a lot more difficult to install. Um, and after working with wrap film, and we've been in the wrap business for a long, long time, it's fantastic. And there's no reason not to do this, just to make it easier for everybody. So dry install, I believe that's the way to go. And that's what we show here. So I've got my mark there. I need to put one more on the other side. I'll get that when I get back over there. And I've got these little stools so I can step up. You can even step on the tire if you want to get right on top of that. We're going to be doing that when I take this piece off up here. But again, that little trick I do with this, so once we tape that down there, you can either try to get this up under here, give it a little cut, almost like a little knife. And I'll need my scissors. Thank you, Gian. And heard that air just shut off. And again, hands clean, everything clean. If you can do this indoors, fantastic. And again, we do these installation videos so to let you know what that's going to entail. If you don't feel comfortable with it, we do recommend taking that to a professional installer. Any wrap shop should be able to do this without any issue. But again, these videos are a great tool to let you make that decision. Let them make that decision. So that just laid right where I wanted it to lay. You can see that hit right there. It's right in that track. And I'm going to go ahead and just start to squeegee out. Again, this is where if you want to do that soft side, I can kind of go on that paint, not worry about it. If you want to do that hard side, just try to stay on that material. And I'm doing overlapping strokes. And that is not shifting. If it starts to shift, again, this is really just laying right on there. You can pull that right up. And this is not a permanent thing yet. So I want to lay that down, make sure I'm in that track. Those overlapping strokes. Now the part with that heat gun is, again, if I missed a spot and I go back, as I peel this transfer off, when it's going to bubble up, you can get that back down. But you'll see that vinyl come up if it's not, if it's not all the way down. So you do want to go back and make sure that is on there with a firm application. So now we got half that down. We'll take that up later. I'm going to steal a piece of tape here that I can use on that other side. And really I could just make that track again, so I know where I'm at. So I want to thank you guys for the response on YouTube. I never thought this would be a tool or a way to have people find us. So those of you that have, thank you. We're trying to do more content, so keep you guys updated on what's happening and what's coming. So if you guys ever have any questions on anything, feel free to call us. Well, that's a long reach. Again, I can just kind of lightly tack that. I can always go back from the front. Again, part of the beauty of not having to do this wet. This would be sliding all over the place if it was wet. And there it is, laying in that track. Got a little bit of a bump there, and I'm just gonna kind of lightly tack that down. Let that lay. And now I can get a better. And I've got a little bit of a rise there. Just push that right out. It was very minimal. And again, that is because it's air release vinyl, it's wrap vinyl. And that mask is air mask, which is a special transfer paper for wrap vinyl. So it conforms as well. One of these days we'll do a video on the different types of vinyls, but I can assure you this is the vinyl. Not much, I don't think there's anything better than this. I'd say not much better, there's really nothing better. And as you pull this off, let's talk about this too. You don't want to pull straight up. We just applied that. So until this adhesive sets and it's out in the sun, it may, while it's on there, it's not bonded. So we want to roll against that at 180 degrees. Just pull that off. And you can start to see how this is going to look. And again, we're going to do this with that hood bump, with this hood overlay, and again without it. Again, these are demo pieces. We've had these cut with a bunch of other stuff, so. All right, well, taking a look at this from a step back, I think that does go very well with that side kit. And Jenna, I'm going to pause for just a minute so we can get a couple of snapshots, and then we'll move right back into our next kit.